Good morning, one and all. I thank each one of you for being with us today here. I'm pleased to welcome all the students across the nation here today. I'm Professor Anupam Samantre, your event host, moderator, and voice. Let me take you through the process of how we will conduct the webinar today. Our guest will address it for 90 minutes, and first 80 minutes will be the knowledge sharing session, and last 10 minutes would be the question and answers. Students are requested and encouraged to put relevant questions related to the topic in the chat box only. We are having our 18th session of pre-induction program today. Today's session will be conducted by Mr. Biswajit Datta on knowledge by acquaintance. Mr. Biswajit Datta is one of our alumni and will discuss the importance of immersing oneself in new situations to gain knowledge about them. It is very efficient way of learning things. He is an experienced manager with a demonstrated history of working in the information technology and services industry, skilled in management, leadership, and strategic planning. He is a strong sales professional. Currently, he is Managing Director, Glass India, which is a venture by himself. Over the years, he has worked extensively in Matrix Cosmetics and Redington India Limited. He has handled many big projects across the nation during his stint in these companies and worked with reputed system integrators in the country. In sales, he has contributed significantly to their growth and strategy. I hand over the session to Mr. Biswajit Datta to share his teachings and knowledge on acquaintance and networking to our young minds. Mr. Datta, please.
Thank you so much, Professor Samantre, for the lovely introduction. It's always been a pleasure to be part of the any events of the Institute. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Good morning. And I hope everyone is doing well at their places and everyone is keeping safe. So let's start with the session. Today, I want to speak about the experiences that we all have throughout our life and the upcoming experiences that we'll have and the learnings that can be brought out from those experiences, right? So the basic part is the learning that you get from your home, the experience that you get from your home. Whenever you stay at home, you see different people working in a different environment. Like, say, suppose, for an example, I'll start with your father. When you look at your father, he works for upbringing the family, keeping the lifestyle, keeping the life expectancy and your how to continue with the living of the family, right? So he keeps on working hard, and how he keeps on working hard. Say some of your parents, some of your father who is working, maybe he is working in a service company. He's a salaried person. So he has all things in mind that he has to keep it going so that he can continue with the lifestyle he is living into or improve the lifestyle that he is living from all these years, right? There are so many things to learn, that how he manages the family, how he manages the business, or how he manages his work life, right? A father never brings his work at home. He never lets you know that what is going on at his work or at his business. He never lets you know. But you have to see him how patient or calm he keeps himself. That's the way you learn how to keep yourself calm and patience to go on in your life. Maybe at times there are difficulties that your father faces, but he never lets you know that there are difficulties. Whatever we demand to our parents, to our father, they always bring it up to us by any means. Maybe it's delayed for some days, a few days, but anyways he manages here and there and he brings it to us. That's the way you learn how he manages those things. Maybe in the beginning, when you are not so elderly, you are not that young, so that he doesn't share the things with you. But eventually, when you come up to certain age, right, at the age you are at now, you can discuss with your father Father, what is going on? How are you doing it? Discuss with him. Discuss with your parents how they are doing it. That's the place where you get to learn, because they will tell you all the necessities, right? And parents are the person who will never tell you a lie. They will always point out the place where you're making mistakes. Never take it in a bad way. That my father is always pointing me out for with all the negative impacts that I am doing, or whatever mistakes I'm doing. Take it in a positive way, that he's trying to make you learn. He's trying to tell you something, that son, daughter, you should not do it in this way. You do it in the correct way. He's trying to show you a path. Try to understand that if you make a mistake, never feel hesitated to discuss with your parents. Discuss with them. Tell them that, Father, I am thinking of doing this, or I have done this. Did I do it right or wrong? They will give you suggestions. Take it. Listen to it. There is a difference between hearing and listening. Whenever you listen to your parents, you're listening. Means you're taking in whatever they are saying. Hearing is you hear with one ear and you leave it with the other ear. So you listen to them, not hear them. Right? Look at your mother. What if anyone asks me, who is the best manager in the world you have come across? I would say my mother. My mother is the best manager I've come across. Because why? She takes care of the whole family. She takes care of everything. A mother, not only my mother, it's everyone's mother at home. They take care of the family. They take care of the ration. You know how to manage the ration. Once the ration comes home for a month, to manage how to take it forward and use it till the month, or you can, if it's possible, take it forward to the other month as well. The best management. How to manage the time. When some of you must be from a business background. Your father is into business. So whenever he comes home for lunch, he has a timing that he would come at this time, and your mother has it in her mind that father would come at this time for lunch, and it should be prepared at that point of time. And it's very difficult. Believe me, once you start staying out on your own, you'll come to know it's how difficult to manage a house, even if you're staying alone. Even if you're staying alone, it's very difficult. It keeps you thinking, what will I eat for lunch, breakfast? What would I eat for lunch? And what would I eat for dinner? It happened with me, my personal experience. When I was in Delhi, I was working in Reddington. My house was 21 kilometers away from the office. Every day I used to go to the office. Whenever I used to come back in the evening, it used to take me an hour's time to reach back home. So within that time span of 1 hour, I used to keep thinking, what would I go home and have? Even though my refrigerator is filled with vegetables, I have all my resources to make food. But that thinking, it keeps me thinking that what would I go and have? I used to put that 1 hour in process to understand what will I go and have. So it's very difficult. In the morning also, you keep thinking, what will I have? What should I have? It's very difficult to understand the 3 meals that your mother is thinking of. That today morning, when she gets up in the morning, she's well prepared to make the breakfast, well prepared to make the lunch. And then while making the lunch, she keeps thinking that what should we get for the dinner. It's never that the food is repeated in lunch or dinner or the very next day. It's always different thing that she provides us, right? And the way she manages the house, in putting her time into cooking, managing the children in the house, managing the house with cleaning and everything. Notice her, listen to her, talk to her. How does she do it? Watch her. You can learn by watching. You can look and watch. The way I learned how to cook, I always noticed my mother or father how they manage themselves to cook food at home. I never learned it from books or any videos or anything. I watched them how they do it and I learned. I take that intake. When you are at home now, right? So whenever you get some time, spend time with them, talk to them, help them out. Your parents are at home, your mother is at home every whole day, she keeps on cooking, she is in the kitchen, right? So and maybe some of the houses they don't have the household help, right? So the household help, instead of the household help, why don't you come forward and help them out? That would keep them happy. Once you start helping out, you start learning things. You start learning how to do the dishes. You start learning how to do the cleaning of the house. That's the basic thing. That's the basic thing you can do, and you can learn from that. I keep on focusing on learning. You never stop learning. People think that, yes, I have done my post-graduation, I have done my graduation, so I am a learned person. You're wrong. You never stop learning. Every step you take in life, there is a learning in every step. Keep your minds open. Think broad. Whenever you're doing something, think broad. Think what are the repercussions that you can have. If there is a positive side of it, there will be a negative side. No issues. If there is a negative side, think of it. If there is a negative side, how can I rectify it? If cannot be rectified, see how big or small is the negative side. But take it positively. Think positively. What are the positive repercussions you can have? So, keeping that in mind, go ahead, work hard, and gain knowledge as more as possible. All of you are young, and you always keep on watching movies. You must be watching movies, you must be watching series. Don't just watch it in the sense of just watching it or enjoying it. Fine, you should enjoy it. I'm not saying you should not enjoy it. You should enjoy it. Once you're enjoying it, try to learn what it's trying to teach us. There are many things you can learn from the movies and the series, everything. I'm not saying you have to take it everything, because there are some negative things which are shown in the movies. But you should keep in mind that yes, this is a wrong thing to do. We should not do it. But there are a lot of positive things that you can take in. Watch movies. I would say watch a movie like Shawshank Redemption. That shows how patient you can keep yourself. The person, if you watch that movie, there's a person who has been jailed, who has been sent to jail for a wrong conviction, right? He was taken for a wrong conviction, but he kept his patience. He went there and he took a chisel. He somehow managed to get a chisel with him, and a small hammer. The chisel is a small hammer. With a small hammer, he dug out a complete wall of somewhere around 10 to 20 feet. It took him many years to do it, but he did it. He kept that patience. Watch that movie. That's a very good movie to learn how to keep patience, how to keep working, how to think broadly. Watch a movie like Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a very enjoyable movie. But if you watch that movie carefully, you'll see the pirates, they are doing it wrong. They are wrong, that they are stealing things, they are going after treasures, and they are betraying their friends. Fine. But if you see the positive side, that's the negative side I told. If you see the positive side, the pirates also have a code. They live by a code. Whenever you are living your life, you should have a code with it. You should have a vision. that I need to do this. And if you are doing something, there is a path which you should follow. You follow that path and you gain that knowledge. Once you follow the path, in every step you follow, you get a knowledge. If you have a fixed path to follow, you will be concentrated, you will be focused. Always keep a path to follow, right? In movies like there's another movie I would recommend, Inception. Look at Inception. Look at Wolf of Wall Street. See, the person, he was a clerk in the Wall Street, but then he was kicked out. He never took it negatively. He took it a positive way, that yes, I have learned something. He watched people learning. He listened to that one person who taught him how to do business, how to do the trading. He learned from there, and then he moved forward to do his own business. Yes, maybe it has taken to a next level and he did some wrong things, but then he thought out to himself. You think broadly. Think of many things what you can do. There are many things you can do. Talk to people. Talk to the colleague. Talk to your colleagues. Talk to your friends. You will get some knowledge. You will get many knowledge. Many of the suggestions you will be getting from your friends, your colleagues, your teachers, your parents. It depends on you how you take it. Take it in the positive way. I'm focusing on the words like learning, focusing, and take it in a positive way. The word positive. There are many things that will happen in your life. Always think the positive side of it. Maybe at that point of time, you might be feeling bad. That why did it happen to me? Why me? But then, when you start thinking and you start moving forward with your life, you start understanding that whatever happened, it happened for good. My father always says this phrase, "Jo hota hai, achhe ke liye hota hai." Always remember this. Keep yourself positive. Until unless you keep yourself positive, you cannot move ahead in life. It becomes very difficult to move ahead in life. Because once you get that negativity in you, that I cannot do it, you cannot move forward. Watch the movie Pursuit of Happiness. You see, in the movie Pursuit of Happiness, where Will Smith says to his son, they go to play basketball, and his son says that my teacher told me I cannot do it, or his mother told him that he cannot do it. You know what Will Smith says to his son? Never let anyone say to you that you cannot do it. Never let anyone say to you that you cannot do it. Keep a positive thinking that yes, I can do it. The moment you say yourself that I can do it, the positivity comes inside you, then you can go ahead and do it. Take that courage. That one step is more than enough. If there is a 0.01% also that you can do it, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it. I had colleagues in Reddington. When we used to take orders and we used to process the orders, it used to take time. There are many flaws that used to come. There are many challenges that you used to face. So I was a person who used to think what I'm going to face, what are the challenges that I'm going to face? Will I be able to do it or not? Where will the money come from? Right? How will I collect the money from the dealers? Will they give it on time or not? And there was another person who, my colleague, who used to just sit behind me, and he was one of the persons. He used to pick up the order. He used to take the orders, and then he used to think that how will I process it? There are two ways. One is either you take the leap, you jump in the pit, and then you find a way to get out. By hook or crook, you will have to find a way to get out. The other way is you stand outside the pit and you look at it and you analyze. If I jump in the pit, what are the options that are available to get out of the pit, right? So that's up to you, how you do it. You have the courage, you take the leap. If you don't have the courage, analyze the thing, analyze your work, analyze your courage, analyze what are the outcomes that are supposed to come out once you take the leap. once you start the work. Because once you start the work, by hook or crook, you have to finish it. Either you mend it once you start the work, on the process you keep on mending and you go to the right path and get the right answer. Otherwise, you think before taking the step that how am I going to complete the work? What are the results I'm going to get out of the work? Right? These are the two kind you have to keep in mind always. Whenever you're doing any work, do your homework. Like in an experience where I was always told in the college, in the institute, and in the work life as well. In the work life, whenever you are going to do a job, wherever you go to do a job or any business, you must do your homework. Keep in mind that you have to do your homework. If you don't do your homework, you will get stuck. And the moment you get stuck, you're blank. That I am not aware, how should I go forward? You do any work. In fact, I would say if you're going out somewhere, say suppose you're visiting some place, I must tell you, you should go through the website, you should go through the videos that place has. You'll get the pre-knowledge that you'll get for that place. You'll not waste your time going there and you look for places where should I visit. Say suppose you go to Indore. If you're going to Indore and you don't know the places to visit in Indore, then it's a waste of visit in Indore. You go to Indore and you don't visit Chappan Bhog, then you did not visit Indore as well. You go to Pune and you don't go to the forts situated in Pune, forts in Pune, the areas around Pune like Lonavala, Lavasa, the places near to Pune. And it's useless for you to visit Pune then. In fact, Pune has many places to visit. That's how you have to analyze that if I'm doing some work, what are the outcomes, what are the positivities, what are the results that I can get. Take the best out of the resources that you have. Whatever work you do, I would request you to take the best out of it. In fact, whenever you go to a company, if they are hiring you, they'll take the best out of you. They'll dig out everything, whatever you have. If you're very good at sales, they'll put you into sales and they'll take out everything. If you're good at marketing, they will in fact give you a job for marketing as well. You see, nowadays engineers are doing MBA as well. Why do the engineers who are doing MBA are preferred more? Because they have the technical knowledge plus they have the management knowledge. So the company also has that plus point that one person can do two jobs at a time. If the person is, if you're going to an IT company, they always look into the IT knowledge that you have. Or say suppose if you don't have the knowledge, they'll try to inculcate the IT knowledge into you so that when you're going to the customer, you're technically sound plus you have the management skills to sell the product. You can answer both the questions. If the technical question is asked from the dealer or the customer, you are able to answer them. And the very next moment, once you answer them, you have that ability to convince them to buy the product. So keep in mind to grow yourself. Learning never stops. There are ample of websites, there are ample of applications which gives you the platform to learn. Keep growing. It's not that everything stops here, everything is over here. Nothing stops. Everything keeps going. The technology world, every day the technology is developing. Every day the technology is developing. Keep yourself up to date. Listen to people's interviews. Look into the videos. Look into the technologies that are developing. And you see, once you start understanding, maybe tomorrow you start understanding a particular technology. You start learning about it. Once you have that knowledge, you have that certification. If you have that certification, maybe you can have a chance to go and join a company who is working on those technologies. That will help you out. This is the time where you can polish yourself. This is the time when you can learn ample of things. Your say your communication skills, talk to people, communicate with people, try to talk to people and understand what the people are thinking. Different people have different way of thinking. Different people have different knowledge. It's up to you how much you can take out of it. You have to go out. There are two type of people in this world. One is sophisticated, the other is the ground level people. Talk to both people, both of them. See how they work. A person who is sophisticated, how he is working. He has a path to work. He has a way of working. He or she has a way of working. They have a style of working. Watch them. Learn from them. You see, whenever you go to the corporates, you'll have chance to use both of them, both sophisticated and ground level work. It matters how you treat your seniors, your superiors. It also matters how you treat your subordinates or the people in the lower level from you. It matters a lot. Like I said about sophisticated person, you should also notice a person who is working in the ground level, how they work. If you're working in sales, many of you will be opting for sales, many of you will be opting for finance, then HR, and many others, operations, whatever options you are getting now, right? So in all the cases, you will come across this two type of people. Now, if you're not aware how to be sophisticated or how to work with the ground level people, you'll not be able to work with them. You'll not be able to, mingle with them and talk to them. There will always be a gap. So mend yourself in such a way that you always go ahead and you're free to talk to them. Free to talk to them and understand them, whatever is their needs. Whenever I used to go to the office, I always had a tendency to go to the office early in the morning. Like say, suppose my office used to start from 9:30, so I used to reach office at 9 o'clock, and I used to finish up my work. Say at 9:30, 10, my superiors used to come. My boss used to come in the office. Nothing. I don't have any work with him. I just used to go and say him, hello, how are you, sir? All good? Everything is okay? Any work from me? Let me know. That's it. One day I fell sick and I could not go to the office. I took a leave and it was 10 o'clock. I didn't visit him. The moment I didn't visit him, he called me at 10 o'clock. Biswajit, where are you? I said, sir, I'm not well. I'm at home today. I took a leave. He said, oh, okay, fine. Not an issue. Let me know if you need anything. It's because it's 10 o'clock. You didn't come downstairs. So I thought, where are you? What are you up to? Where are you stuck? So, these small things keep a very big impact. It's nothing. Just going and greeting someone or asking them how are they doing? If there is anything you can do. Maybe it's not your job. It's not in your JD. Fine. Not an issue. The moment you start your job, in the beginning you will be reporting to someone. But there will be a time when people will be reporting to you. It's always important to go and talk to them. Ask them how they are doing. How I learned these things? Because my superiors did so. Whenever I am working, I have some difficulties. It's like you always feel something pulls you back, that should I go and ask my boss or not? Something pulls you. Your boss also understands that maybe he needs help. He is new to the system. He needs help. So he comes forward and he asks, Biswajit, how is work going? You need any help? Do let me know. That's nothing. He just gives me a courage to go ahead and ask him. You should never feel ashamed of asking a question. Never feel ashamed of asking a question. You don't ask a question, you stay fool for a lifetime. You ask a question, no matter how foolish the question is. How foolish the question is, you will be a fool only for 5 minutes. Now it's up to you. You want to stay a fool for 5 minutes, or you want to stay a fool for your lifetime? That's up to you. I choose to ask the question. I choose to be a fool for 5 minutes. What else will happen? They will laugh at me for 2 minutes, but at the end of the day, they will explain me how to do it. If he doesn't explain me, someone else will do. You will have to keep talking to people. You will have to ask people how they are doing it. You get stuck in a work, you get stuck in any work you do. You ask and do it. Don't ask frequently the same question. It becomes irritating for the other person to explain, because he has already explained you 3 to 4 times, and the fifth time you are again asking. That is why, as I said the previous time, is listen, do not hear. Listen and retain whatever is told to you. Whenever you will be going to the office, you will be working with people. There are 2 ways. One is, a person will sit beside you and he'll teach you how to do the work step by step, right? That will be done only for a week. But then after that 1 week, you are left alone on the desk by yourself to do the work. How would you do it? Maybe you have learned from the teachings that you got, from the theories that you got from your colleague. And the other thing is, try to do it. You get stuck. You ask someone how to do it, and you learn. 2 ways of learning. One is, you read books, you study things, and you learn it. The other is, you get stuck, you ask someone, and then you keep learning. When you get stuck and you learn, that retains for the maximum time for the entire life. Whenever you get stuck and you learn, and that is the time when you learn. You keep retain that retains for your lifetime. You'll never forget that thing. Try to do it. Get that courage. Inculcate that courage to do it. Yes, I can do it. Let me try it. I always get offended if anyone tells me that Biswajit, you cannot do it, or Biswajit cannot do it, you do it. That's the thing offends me every time. I always ask for that opportunity. That, sir, you give me the opportunity, let me try. You stay behind me, you guide me. If I get stuck, you should be there to guide me, but let me handle it. Let me try to do it. The same thing I do with my subordinates. If I delegate some work to them, I always tell them, you do it, try to do it, talk to the client. If they are not listening, if it's not happening, then you let me know. I am the last resort you have. Once you cannot do it, once you have difficulties, you come back to me. I'll help you out. The moment I'm saying that you should ask people, yes, you should inculcate that ability, so that when people ask you for help, you should go ahead and you can help them out. Never feel offended. Never have that ego that I am a senior. Why should I help my junior? I don't even know him. Why should I go ahead and help him? Keep your ego away. Maximum people fail in this world because of their ego. The moment you enter your work life, your work office, say suppose you are entering the office, you take your ego and keep it outside the gate. Keep it there. Don't throw it away. Keep it there. Go inside the office. You work without ego. You talk to people. You have enjoyment. You have quarrels. No issues. You don't have that ego in yourself. Once you're going out, take your ego, put it in your bag and go home. I'm not saying you to throw away. You should have ego, but not in the workplace. Not everywhere. Ego should be used in correct places. In the workplace, if you're using ego, your colleagues must be having some knowledge that you don't have. But at certain point of time, maybe you need that knowledge to help yourself get out of a situation. You need to go to that person again. With what courage will you go to him if you have that ego? You don't have that ego. You feel free and go to him and you tell him or her that I am stuck in this place. Can you please help me out? They would never say no. They'll never say no. If they are saying no, someone else will help you out. But you have to ask. You have to talk to people. Even if they are not in your work line or the same domain you're working in, still you talk to them, get that knowledge. Who knows, if you have that knowledge in future, you might get a promotion, you get both the domains in your account and you go in a bigger position. Learn from all your surroundings. See the people, how they work around you. Right from a person who picks up the garbage, he comes right in the morning, he has that timing. He will come at 9 o'clock, so he comes every day at 9 o'clock. You know, the milkman who comes at home to deliver milk, every day he comes at 1 o'clock. The moment at 1 o'clock the bell rings, I know that the milkman is there. Keep up your timing. You know the timing for yourself. Keep yourself streamlined that if I'm coming to office, I should be prepared to do the work in the office. Whenever you're coming from your home to the office, the transit time that you have, turn that into the transition time from a person being at home to the person being at work. Say suppose you have 1 hour transit time or 5 minutes transit time or 10 minutes transit time. That should be your time for transition from Biswajit going from home, being at home, to Biswajit being at office. You're a different person in office. You're a different person at home. The same goes vice versa. Once you're going from office to home, you have that 1 hour time to transition yourself, to change yourself from the Biswajit from office to the Biswajit at home. You should have that transition. Never take your work at home or never bring your home at work. Always keep that in mind. Be professional. Be professional. Think professionally. When you are at profession, you think professionally. You should not use emotion in profession. At places you have to use, but still, profession is different. Emotion is different. Keep your emotions away from profession. If you are emotionally attached to your colleagues or your jobs, it might be difficult for you to change the job. You know, I've seen people who are emotionally attached to companies and they are staying in those companies, but you know, they always keep on repeating themselves that they are not getting expected hike or something, or they are not getting their promotions. But you know, if just because they are emotionally attached, they stay into that company. Always remember, your boss is the one person who is taking care of you, who wants you to learn. There are two kinds of boss that you might get in your life. One is the person who will scold you and try to teach you everything that is in his knowledge. He will stand like a pillar behind you and he'll teach you everything. No matter if required, he'll come into the place of grilling you from tip to toe so that you learn that thing. You learn the particular process of work. The other kind of boss is who will tell you everything, but he is not even bothered to see you learn, right? So you have to know how to tackle this both the bosses. You have to understand. You take it in a positive way. If someone is trying to teach you, take it in a positive way and learn. Don't take it in a negative way. Maybe you will go into depression, you will feel bad when he shouts at you in front of everyone. But maybe he's trying to teach you, he or she is trying to teach you. Never take a decision when you are angry. Whenever you are angry, maybe you at the point of time you are being scolded or shouted at. Never take it negatively or never take a decision at that moment. That's the worst decision that you'll be taking. I would say take a moment, sit down, calm yourself, think about it. Where did you go wrong? What did you do wrong? Why did he scold you? Why did he yell at you in front of everyone? Think about it. Take a decision. When you're calm, you can take a decision. Never take a decision when you're angry. Never make promises when you're happy. There may be times when you're very happy and you're very joyful. You might take some decisions and you might make some promises. Maybe in the upcoming time it's not possible. But because you were happy, you took that promise and you told that, yes, I will do it. It can be done. Be firm on your commitments. Whatever commitments you make. I've seen my superiors, whenever they take their commitments, they make some commitments to the customer or anyone. Believe me, they stand by it. That's my commitment, I will do it. And I've learned from them. Then I asked them, sir, how did you make this commitment and how did you do it? They said, I did my homework because I know what is going to happen, what can be the repercussions, what are the positive impacts, or what are the negative impacts. I've analyzed it and then I have made my commitments. Be firm on your commitments. Be very careful whenever you make your commitments. Don't make any fake commitments or any, the commitments that cannot be completed. At the end of the day, when the commitment is not done, you're not up to your commitment, you don't stand up to your commitment, that's the place you put yourself down. That's the place where you put yourself down. It takes a lot of time to earn respect. It takes years to earn the respect. But it doesn't take a minute or seconds to lose that respect. Your one step can lose you everything. So keep that in mind and move ahead with all the positive thinking, all the positive knowledge that you have. Put it into work. Talk to people who have that positive thinking. Take that knowledge from them. Look at people how they are working. Even if you don't know your work, you watch someone who is doing that work. You watch him doing it. You'll get that knowledge how to do it. Learn all the work that are related to you, related to your process of work. Say suppose there is a part of work which the backend team is supposed to do. I would suggest you should learn that backend work as well. You should know how it is done. Reason that once you're aware of the backend work as well, you know the complete process. Maybe this is the complete process you're supposed to do, means you are a part of, and you are just a part of this part of the process, and the other part is taken care of the other teams around you, the back-end team, your superior, everyone. If you are not aware of this part, if you are not aware of the 3/4 part of your job, the complete process of your job, then you are left out of that work. Say suppose one of your subordinates or your backends are absent. One fine day they are absent and you need to do some urgent work. How would you do it? If you're not aware of the process, you will not go anywhere. You'll be stuck. You'll be looking up in the sky and saying, I don't know how to do. How would I go ahead? But if you have that knowledge of the complete process, what your subordinate does, what your boss does, or what your superior is doing, and what you're doing, that would give you a complete knowledge how the process is going. You will be noted with the timing, that how much time it is going to take to process the work. That will help you a lot. And I would always suggest learn the complete process, learn the basics, learn the basics. Whenever you are going to cook food, the first thing you should know is how to cut the vegetables. You don't know how to cut the vegetables, how are you going to cook the food? So learn how to cut the vegetables, then you try to learn how to cook. Go step by step. That's how you move forward in life. Many of you must be having that aspiration that I should be getting a job where, as a team leader or maybe a zonal manager or a country manager, you have that aspiration that I should go ahead and I should get this job. But think once, talk to yourself and ask yourself, are you aware of the groundwork that the team you will be handling, what they are doing? If you are not aware of the groundwork, how are you going to handle them? You will not even know if they are doing it in a correct way or the wrong way. They'll provide you with the answer that, sir, this is the result, and you'll be taking it as a yes or no, and you will be going forward to your superior and give it to them. That's the wrong data you're taking to them. But once you're aware of the complete process, you'll be able to catch them and mend them at your position. You get the data, you know that this is going wrong, you correct it yourself. Otherwise, you can guide your subordinates to do it in the correct way. That's how you become a good leader. There is a difference between being a boss and a leader. So keep that in mind. Think about it. You want to be a boss or you want to be a leader? I have come across a boss and I have come across a good leader as well. A good leader, the first boss whom I had, he taught me everything, right from ground level to top level. He taught me everything. And he always stood behind me like a pillar. And he told me, go ahead, you do it. You get stuck, you come back to me. I'll let you know how to do it. But you try it yourself. Give yourself a chance. The same way, you should also give yourself a chance. Try to do it. You get stuck, you come back to someone, ask them how to do it, and again go back and do it. You'll see that learning you have in that process, you'll always remember that learning. You'll never make that mistake again. First time you made that mistake, it took you 1 hour to do it. You see, the next time when you do it, it'll take you 5 minutes to do it because you already know the steps to follow. The moment you know the steps to follow, you'll do it in 5 minutes. Whenever you, just like a normal experience, whenever you're going to a new place, you don't know the route, you don't know the roads to the new place. It might take you more time than the expected time to reach that place. Maybe it was supposed to be, you were supposed to be there within 5 minutes, but it took you 1 hour time to ask someone, find the right path to reach that destination. But once you're aware of the destination, you know the routes, you know the path to follow, it'll take you just 5 minutes to reach there. There's the difference. Keep your knowledge, do your homework, learn from the experiences that you have, and learn from the experiences that you look around and you see people suffering. In fact, if you see a person suffering from some work, if they are stuck from that work, listen to them, see how they do it, see how they are solving their problems. Every problem has a solution. Never think that this is a problem and I cannot solve it. There's nothing as such. There is nothing as such. Every problem has a solution. Maybe at one point you're not getting the solution. Take the other point. There are various alternatives that you have. Take all the alternatives. Start working on all the alternatives. All the alternatives, you will get one of the answers. One or the other alternatives will work out for you. You will get the answer. Don't give up so fast. Work on it. Try your hard. Give your best. Give your best to the work. You'll see you'll get the answers. Maybe in the first 2 steps you make a mistake. On the 3rd step or the 4th step, you will get the answer. Right? So with this positivity, as I said right from the beginning, stay positive, stay focused, keep your focus straight, think broad, but your focus should be straight, that you have to do something. Learn on every step that you take, and always remember, जो होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है. Whatever happens, it happens for good. That's it, Professor Samantra. That's it from my side. You can take it forward with the question answers.
Thanks a ton, Mr. Biswajit. It was a really awakening session, and a lot of things which I have also learned, and which I have not taken a note of, especially taking decisions when you are angry and not promising something when you are very happy.
Right.
This is something, a point to be noted and followed in life. Very important. Thanks a ton for that. And students, we can now have the question answer session. So you can ask your questions, relevant questions to sir in the chat box itself, and we will answer one by one. There is a question from the student. I think my question can come later. Every decision which I take, will I get any opportunities to rectify that in marketing domain?
Difficult question, but decisions that you make, the steps that you take, I would say whenever you are doing your post-graduation, that's the best time to put yourself up and bring that situation and make that mistake. Fine, you might not get a chance to rectify that mistake, but I would tell you one thing. I think this question is from Rakesh. Rakesh, I would say you something, that you will learn something from your mistake. Fine, you can make a mistake, but don't make it a habit. Don't repeat that same mistake again and again. The moment you make a mistake in the first time, it's a mistake, fine. The moment you repeat that mistake, it becomes a habit. So don't make it a habit. Learn from your mistake, and maybe next time you will not repeat that mistake again. You will not do it again. Maybe at times you will take some decisions which are not fruitful, which will not come up to your expectations, which will backfire. But it's fine. It's not that we are not perfect all the time. I have also taken some decisions which has backfired, which has not come up to its expectations, but it's okay. But now I know that if I have to take such decisions, what are the precautions that I have to take? You should keep in mind. Whenever you're taking the other decision, next time whenever you're taking decision, think about it. Don't be running towards it. Don't go fast towards it. Think about it. Go slow. Stay calm. Then take a decision. Discuss with people. Once you discuss with people, you'll get many inputs. Whenever I was supposed to join Redington or Matrix Comsec, I had different inputs from different people. Now it depends on you what you take. You analyze each and everyone's inputs. You analyze them, talk to them, analyze them, take the best one out of it. Go ahead, take it forward. And you think that you have taken the wrong decision, try to find a way to make it correct. Or maybe you cannot make it correct. You have taken the decision, try to find a way to be happy with it and to live with it. Whenever your mother cooks every day, it's not that every day the food is perfect. Sometimes there is sugar, there is excess sugar or there is excess salt. But you know one thing, you ask your mother, she knows how to correct it. She knows how to correct it. You will never get that bad food. Maybe you got that bad food in the first instance. The other people will not get it, because once you told her that, Mom, today the salt is excess in the food, she will find one or the other way to correct it. Learn from her. Ask her, how did you do it? She will show you the path. She will show you the path in that way. But you see, you talk to your people. When you're in the job, you made some mistake. Talk to your colleagues. They will tell you, because they have already come across those problems and they have found a solution. Some or the other person, you talk to 10 people, two persons will surely come out with a solution that will help you out. That's what I've been saying. Talk to people. Keep talking to people. Don't stop talking to people. You should keep on talking to people. Gain knowledge from them. They will also gain knowledge from you, as well as you will gain knowledge from them. Right? I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Biswajit. There is one more question. Sir, how to make balance between professional and personal life? I think that is a historical question that I have.
Right. So how to, like I said, you should know the difference between the professionalism that you have. Like I said, when you are going to office, you start becoming professional till the time you reach office. You have those 5 minutes or 1 hour time in your hand to reach office and be professional there. You don't bring personal belongings there, right? You never take your household crockeries to your office. Do you take them and do you keep it in the desk? No, right? Or you don't take your desktop from the office. You don't take your laptops from the office and you take it at home and you sit at home in front of your mother in the table where you are supposed to have food. Everyone is eating food. You take your laptop and start reading or you start working. Fine. Nowadays, the things have changed that you have to work from home. But then people for working from home, they have already taken their establishment to a certain room. You take a different room because you need environment. There is a different environment in your office. You work in office in that environment. There is a different environment in your house. So you be the judge. You be the one to judge yourself that how should I react and where should I react? Depends on how you react on things. You cannot react like a boss at home, or you cannot react emotionally at office. Think about it. There's a difference. You think about it. Whenever you speak to people, think 100 times. Right from when you're small, my parents used to tell, maybe your parents also tells you that think 100 times before you speak. Think 100 times before you speak. That if I tell this, what will be the repercussion from the other side? What would be the reaction? Think before reacting. I have made that mistake. I am you can say the experienced person for reacting on wrong things. Many people told me, many of the suggestions I got, many people told me that don't react. If it's not required, don't react. The moment you react, it ruins everything. Stop reacting. Let it be. My mother tells me something very good, that don't lose your energy where it is not required. If it is not required, let it be. Don't lose your energy. Why would you shout at them? Why would you talk to them and lose your energy? Don't talk to them. Let it be. Let it go. It will normalize on its own. So try to think where you are. Think before you speak. You see, there will be a balance between work life and professional life.
Thank you, Mr. Biswajit. I think you have answered most of the questions, and these two questions also cleared one of my doubts. So right. Definitely means we all have gained amazing inputs from you and your experience so far. And this is something which our students and even myself, we will definitely use it in our professional life. And these are sometimes, this kind of guidance is required when sometimes you are completely clogged, you don't have any air getting inside your head, and you don't know how to react. So sometimes these kind of inputs which stay back with you, which make a house in your mind, they help you at those kind of crunch situations.
Right.
Definitely, Biswajit. This was a lovely and amazing session, and we look forward to you when the situation normalizes and we have the offline sessions. And we would want you to address the students in the campus itself. The physical session will make definitely a higher impact, and we look forward to it.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. I will surely look forward to visit Institute as soon as possible, because that's my second home. As I always say, that's my second home. Okay, so and surely we'll visit college as soon as possible. And to everyone, do take care, stay home, stay safe, and all the best for your future. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Students, there is a feedback form which you will have to fill. I have put it in the chat box. Kindly have a look, and it is important to all of us. Please do fill it. It is important. Thank you, students. Thank you, Biswajit. Signing off.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.